Hi everyone, Katie Murray. How's everyone doing today? It's pouring out, but that's okay because when there's rain, you can bring your own sunshine. So, today I want to talk about when there's differences of opinions. And I actually was just reminded of that last week. And it happens all the time in life. And being the youngest in a large family, and my husband comes from a large family as well, you see it all the time. You know that people are going to have a difference of opinion when it comes to politics, religion. It could be so simple as just, whether someone likes what you're wearing. It could be your hairstyle. But you have to learn how to give an opinion in a way where you're not going to be disrespectful. And you also have to learn how to actually use your mouth or your fingers if you're on the internet. Not be afraid to actually put your opinion out there. You should never be a mute, but you need to learn how to conduct yourself in a way where, like I said, you're not being disrespectful. So, like I said, I was reminded of this last week. There was a question that was posed, and even the question that was put out, it was a type of question that I stopped and thought to myself, it's kind of a hot topic. And, I thought, should I engage? Should I not engage? Because that's another thing too. Sometimes it's just not worth it to even involve yourself. But I'm also the type of person where I'll fight for the underdog, and I will kind of involve myself when I feel like a person is getting disrespected. And I felt like there was a lot of disrespect happening, so I got involved. Now, let me give some examples of how a person can be insulted and how you can maybe handle a situation differently. Okay, for instance, let's talk about clowns. Now, I know that there are actual clowns out there, okay? And let's say that somebody says, what do you think about clowns? Now, a clown, that's actually a good job. It's a paying job. I feel like any job where a person is earning money is a good job. You're not just sitting around, you know what I mean? You're earning money. And nobody should stick their nose up in the air and feel like they're better than, right? But I'll be honest, I literally get frightened when I see a clown. And it goes back to when I was a kid and my brother thought he was being so nice, and he took me to the circus, and he, got me the special seats, and he had the clown come over, and I was horrified immediately, freaking out and shaking, and it was awful. But it got worse when the clown came over and dragged me out. I had nightmares and it went on. So it wasn't from the Stephen King movie It, although that's kind of freaky too. But but I do have a lot of respect for clowns. Like I said, it's a job, So I don't want to disrespect clowns or anything like that. But I just, like I said, I cringe. When I see a clown, it's oh my gosh. But it's not the person. Do you understand? There's a difference. So if somebody says, what do you think of X, Y, or Z? Meaning a clown, or a teacher, or a police officer, or a priest, no matter what the job is, it should never be about the job. You have to understand, if you have a bad experience with a person that was working in that type of job, it's the person. It's not the job that made that experience bad for you. And you have to take a step back and really stop and think about that. And if you're going to put your opinion out there, do so in a respectful manner. Stop and think, who else is going to see this? Who else is going to read that? Because if you say something so horrendous, if you're going to call a person, a swear word that starts in C and ends in T, which I saw and read, can you imagine if that person that is actually in that field had a child and read that? It's like you pause and you think, wow, when I was a kid, like I said, I'm reformed now, but when I was little and I would be walking home from school, there were triggers for me and everyone knew it. Don't say anything about my mom or my dad. And they knew it and they wanted to poke at me. So they would say something on purpose like, your mom or your dad. I would warn them 3 times, swear to God on my life, take it back. They'd say it again. I'm telling you, take it back. After 3 times, that was it. It would be a fight. So you have to be careful when you're going to insult a person. Because when a person is working and earning a living, you're knocking them down. People have a lot of pride and dignity in what they do for a living. And you don't know. Maybe that's their second job. Maybe they were fired from somewhere else. Maybe they're volunteering. You don't know. You don't understand their circumstances. So stop and think. And for a person to think that they're better than that person, what makes you better than them? So, like I said, I really stopped and thought a lot about last week. And when that question was posed, what, do you think of, this type of occupation? And there were a lot of opinions out there. And there were a lot of digs about that occupation. And I just thought, now that, like I said, there were a lot of people that had, a lot of different opinions. But then there was a person out there, and when I put my opinion, then he put his opinion, and we started talking about it. We actually came to a agreement and an understanding, and I had so much respect for him because we were able to come to that understanding where I knew where he was coming from and he knew where I was coming from, and it was fine. And I really respect that. I like when people are able to talk it out. But like I said, what I don't like is when someone just throws a dig out there and then they go away. It's not right. That's not productive. So always stop and think before you say something. And don't ever think that you're better than somebody else. And don't ever think that you're in a higher position because you have a higher education. You don't know, like I said, somebody's circumstance. Okay? And always stop and think, like I said, somebody could have children that could be overhearing what you're saying or reading what they see on the internet. Okay? I plead with you, like I said, because I'm extremely protective of my family and of my friends. I'm very loyal. So if I'm like that, and like I said, I'm reformed, you know that there's going to be other people out there like that. So just stop and think, because words hurt. You know what I mean? All right, so like I said, this week was a little bit of a, but like I said, it's okay, like I said too, to have that difference of opinion and have different views and different thoughts. That's okay. We're all different, and it's okay. Like I said, clowns, and I know that there are clowns out there, freak me out. I will have nightmares to this day. My brother to this day thinks about it, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He thought he was doing something nice, but it's not the person, my gosh. And it's a great job. It just was an event that happened when I was a kid. And I'm like over it. You know what I mean? I recognize it, but oh gosh, please just don't come up to me and like I will freak out, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, it's not you, but I recognize that, it's a job, and God bless the people out there. So like I said, if someone asked, what do I think of a clown? I'd say, hey, it's a job and they're earning a living, but I had a bad event and it scared me. Do you understand? So it's all about how you express yourself with your words. And, if you can do it in a okay way, then put your opinion out there. But don't just throw something out there in a way that it could crush somebody. All right? So Everyone have a great week, the rest of the week. And I'll see you next Wednesday. And until then, what are we going to do? We're going to spread lots of seeds of joy and happiness all around so it takes off like what? Like wildflowers. See you then. Bye-bye.